Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the NBA Coverage. Before we get started, remember we're doing a subscriber giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe, comment on any video to be entered to win. We will pick a winner on the 1st of every month and the 15th of every month to win $50. So to get straight into it, we are going over the first round of the playoffs have officially ended, and we're going to go over the Clippers and Nuggets. So Nuggets get the dub in Game 7. We had two Game 7s here in the first round. Nuggets, Clippers, as well as Warriors and Rockets, which that game just ended tonight. So the Clippers and Nuggets, Game 7. Clippers look like they had all the momentum going into this game, but it was a pretty dominant win for the Nuggets. James Harden he kind of carried the team, carried the torch. Him and also Kawhi Leonard and Zubac stepped up. They actually was doing well. Harden was really doing his job in terms of just being James Harden. But Game 7 is kind of where things didn't go somewhere for James Harden. He has 7 points, 5 rebounds, 13 assists, 2 on 8 for shooting, 1 on 4 from the 3-point line. He kind of just it was very tough for him to knock down shots, and he also only took 8 shot attempts to begin with, so he wasn't really getting the looks he was wanting to get, and then just wasn't hitting his shots to begin with. Kawhi Leonard had 22, 5, and 2. Zubac 10, 14, and 2. Jones 12, 2 with 0 assists. For the Denver Nuggets, really the X factor of Denver Nuggets is Aaron Gordon. The hustle plays he makes with being in the right spots on defense, running the floor. Russell Westbrook had a great steal, and Aaron Gordon was just running the floor for a dunk. Aaron Gordon with 22, 4, 5, leading scorer for the Denver Nuggets. Jokic had 16, 10, and 8. And then, Christian had 21, 5, and 4. Westbrook 16, 5, 5, 5 for 9. So Westbrook played well, shooting more efficiently. He was 50% from the 3. He shot over 50% from the field, 5 of 9. And then obviously 2 of 4 from the 3-point line. So again, everybody on the Denver Nuggets is kicking full cylinder, kind of doing well. And you can just tell the chemistry between the Nuggets it's unmatched. I think Nuggets are going to be a really hard team to beat. And so the Nuggets are going to be matched up against OKC. So I'm interested to see how, I'm assuming Chet is going to be guarding Jokic. I'm interested to see how that matchup works with Chet, and then how they match up with SGA. I assume Jalen Williams will probably be on SGA, but we will see as the round 2 will get kicked off. Next episode, we'll go more in depth on the matchups between round 2 with Coach Calvin. The other series that just ended today, Warriors and Rockets. Warriors, Steph Curry individually started off rough, only had 3 points in the first half. Then he started to figure it out and had 19 points in the second half. He finished shooting 50%, hitting half his shots. Warriors started off strong and ended up with, I believe, a 13, 15-point lead. Houston Rockets there had a good run, got it down within 3 or 5, got it down within single digits. But the man of the hour for the Warriors is Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield had 33 points. And he ties the record for most three-pointers made in Game 7 at 9. He was 9-11 from 3. Phenomenal. And overall, 12 for 15 from the field. So he only missed 3 shots with his 33-point game. He also had 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Steph Curry had 22, 10, and 7. Jimmy Butler had 20, 8, and 7. Draymond Green had 16, 6, 5. So as you can see, even though Buddy Hield was the one with the hot hand, it was all by committee with that team. The team just gelled, and they were just getting the matchups they wanted on the pick and rolls. And really just because they're so focused on Steph Curry, they're face guarding Steph Curry. They literally had one man on Steph Curry, which means no help side defense. So there was a lot of open lanes for the Warriors. And I think the fact that you're focusing on Steph Curry and you're also making sure you got a guy applying pressure to Jimmy Butler, that leaves the defense is leaving somebody else to make a play. That's essentially what you do when you take your best two guys that kill you offensively. Houston's game plan was make somebody else beat us besides Steph Curry. And Buddy Hield said, say less, stepped up and had his 33. So the Warriors win that, and the Warriors are set to play the Minnesota Vikings. So round 2 is officially underway, and their next episode will go into specific matchups for round 2 as we get to the conference semifinals, and we'll see how these series go. So I'm looking forward. Before I do end, I do want to talk about what I think each team needs to do moving forward. Denver Nuggets. For the Denver Nuggets, I think they just have to keep leaning in on running the play through Jokic. Jokic started to get the Zubac and the Clippers. I think they started to figure out Jokic a little bit. The past couple games offensively, he was struggling a little bit. Obviously, he's going to do what he does, but holding Jokic at 16 points. The game before, he was not shooting very well. I think they started to figure him out, but just getting Jokic involved early and running through Jokic, I think is what's really going to benefit the Nuggets. And then just Eric Gordon and your other guys that are your hustle players, like Eric Gordon, your Russell Westbrook. If Russell can be consistent with the ball, we all know he's not a shooter, but if he can be consistent with the ball, not low turnovers, and just shoot from the field decently, I think Russell Westbrook might be their X factor in terms of hustle on defense. He gets a lot of pass breakups, a lot of deflections. He gets a lot of steals. We know he rebounds as a good rebound as a guard. I think Russell Westbrook, in terms of efficiency, if he steps up with efficiency, he shot 5 for 9. That's all you really need from him. If he can shoot 5 for 9, 6 from 12, 6 from 13, and shoot decently from the 3-point line. Again, he doesn't need to be a high 3-point shooter, but just hit the open shots at a decent percentage. I think that's going to be a problem with Denver Nuggets, because even though Westbrook is older, he is still streaky. If you let him get hot, he'll be a problem. And then you still have guys that are consistent, like your Eric Gordons, your Jokic. He's still going to be consistent in rebounding and getting other guys involved. If he's not, the problem with Jokic, if he is not scoring at a high rate, he is still going to get other guys involved with assists. For the Warriors moving forward, to honestly, I can obviously tell Steph's hand is bothering him. You can tell earlier in the games it's taking a minute for his shot to hit, and I think that has to do with his thumb. He has a messed up thumb. I don't know if you guys seen the picture of it, but it is swollen. It looks rough. It looks like it hurts, but he's obviously not giving any excuses, and he's playing. But I think for the Warriors, it's all about energy. The games they lost to Houston. Houston just looked like they had more energy. Warriors came out flat, and obviously Houston's a younger team. I think Warriors have to find a way to come out with just more energy and play at a higher pace earlier on. Outside of that, the Warriors are pretty much getting what they want. They're just taking till the second half to really get going. If they can start the first quarter like they start the fourth quarter, Warriors are going to be a problem. They're going to be hard to beat. And you just lean in with Jimmy Butler's tenacity. Draymond Green, he was a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year, so you get him involved on defense. With Draymond Green, he needs to not get riled up. Draymond Green can keep a cool head. Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, and those guys play team defense like they do, even with small ball. The Warriors are going to be a problem. But that's going to be all for this episode of the NBA coverage. Catch you guys next time.